Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is
SK Crypto K, and today
I want to talk about the price.
everybody is freaking out about the price. Oh, it's going down. I bought it at $50 and now it's at 21. Where did all my money go?
Yeah, where did my money go? Seriously, bruh.
And it is no worry. Everyone needs to sit down. Just breathe. Just chill.
You have to remember that drip price is secondary.
The main point of drip is accumulating more token by hydrating in the faucet, which I've updated my previous file to go over an example specifically to show you it's going to be okay.
So, what is your opinion of what's going on with the price anyway, though?
Well, for that, there are a couple of things.
We need not forget that drip performed incredibly during the bearish market conditions that we just experienced over the last 3 months. So taking a look at the last 180 days of the Bitcoin price, which we all know the market follows Bitcoin, drip launched around the final week of April. So we launched pretty much at the peak, right? And then we hit $10 on drip price, and then everything came down with the Bitcoin manipulation and the institutional money and yada yada, rumor this, rumor that.
But just remember, when the market was trading sideways right here, drip was actually going up, which leads me to my first point.
Now that we're at a point where the second leg of the bull run is upon us right now, and the market has been low for these months of May, June, and July, more people are selling drip because they want to build their positions in other aspects of the market before it completely takes off.
Which makes a lot of sense because Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these other coins have not yet achieved their all-time highs again, but it's coming.
So I believe a number of people are taking their gains and building positions elsewhere.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense, but is there anything else? What else?
Well, the other aspect you have going on is the launch of the new partnership happening next Thursday with this site called stablefarms.finance. This is where Forex announced another way to grow and incentivize the decentralization of the drip stablecoin liquidity pools by rewarding it through their yield farm and native farm reward tokens. So on that partnered launch for Stable, they will have 3 pairs with drip. One will be drip with their native token Stable, another one will be drip BUSD, and another one with drip and DAI, another stable coin.
So if I had to guess, you've also got a number of people taking out their profits to get ready for the partnership. And by that, I mean they're selling their drip and turning it into BUSD and or DAI.
And Forex goes on to explain, with the constant volatility of BNB, adding additional stablecoin pairs to drip and creating a deep stablecoin pool for drip will allow us to see greater growth unpegged from the day-to-day swings of BNB. We have seen this work very well on other projects such as Hex.
Ooh, yeah, I really like Hex. Consider your boy here a Hexacan.
Yeah, calm down now. This video is not about Hex.
But it just proves the point that Hex has done this same thing that drip is trying to achieve, which is disassociate the coin's growth from the day-to-day swings of the market.
So by going into this partnership with another LP farm, this gives drip the chance to pull away from the crowd.
So consider that reason number 2.
And lastly,
we are essentially 100 days out from the launch of drip.
And so you have to put yourself in other people's shoes. Maybe they just got into the faucet and wanted to wait 100 days
to achieve their 100% back, which we know you get a 10% tax on your claim and then your 10% tax on your sell. So you're really only getting 80% back, but you can't forget there are a number of people who just don't know about these sites or believe in it as much as you and I do.
So they want to get their initial investment back.
which how can you blame them? So you probably have a number of people who never compounded, never claimed a single day up until now, and they're coming in and taking out their money.
So that everything here going forward is all house and play money.
And as I covered in a previous video, you have to pay attention to the BNB to drip ratio. It is going down.
Which, if you remember, class, when the ratio goes down, what does that mean?
That more people are selling drip than buying it?
That is exactly correct. Good job. Just for that, I'm canceling your detention tonight.
Ooh, yes, sweet.
Yeah, anyway, so the ratio is going down, so more people are selling than buying.
Which is okay. Do not freak out. I can understand how some of the newer people who got into drip in recent weeks might be freaking out that the price is going down.
But trust me when I tell you, we have already been there, done that.
If anyone who was here since day one remembers when it was $6, pumped up to 10, traded sideways at 5, and then ultimately hit $2.
Everybody was losing their minds, bruh. The was crazy.
And back then, I had to make a video to literally tell you what I'm about to tell you again, but in a better way.
This time I'm using my Excel spreadsheet that I made 2 months ago, and we've improved now.
But let's essentially talk about a couple things. I want to cover a situation where maybe you bought the drip price at $42.
And maybe you decided to put in $1,000 as your deposit,
which gave you a net of 21.4 drip. All right, sound pretty reasonable. And we can play around with some different numbers. I could change this up to $52. Maybe that's when you got in. Maybe you bought in at the high of 58.
Ooh, yeah, sorry about that.
Which is okay anyway, because it's gonna bounce back and surpass that in no time. You just have to remember that crypto goes up and down.
And for anybody who wants a link to this sheet, you can find it in the description below. Just be sure to save a copy.
I can't tell you how many emails I get actually requesting to edit the file.
Because you're not paying attention, you need to save a copy for yourself.
Also keep in mind when I made this file, this was just to prove a point that hydrating more often is better than not. You can go back and watch that other video, but this is the same exact file. I do not incorporate claiming into this because I do not need to. You just need to assume that transactions are $1 or less. So if you hydrate once a day, boom, $365 you're spending in a year max.
It's simple math. Don't worry about the little details.
So focusing on this scenario of once per day. So to run through this real fast, you start off with 21.4 drip. At the end of day one, your 1% is 0.21, which you then hydrate 95% of that.
Because there's a 5% tax.
And that amount hits your deposit to become 21.6. Day two, you get that, it goes there, so on and so forth, all right?
And you can take it down as far as you want, but I broke this out into about 5 years.
But for everyone who's getting worried about buying drip at a higher price and then today you've lost 25, maybe 50% of your value, it's all unrealized losses until you sell out your position. So you have to remember that drip price is secondary, because when you hydrate in the faucet and you're only pulling out 1% a day and you're compounding it, right? You're building your overall deposit number higher. You are accumulating more drip token. So every day you're doing that, your deposit here is growing. And because your max payout is always 365% of your deposit, your max payout is growing. But for those who only wish to hydrate and do not care about claiming out or getting your initial out so soon, you can just hydrate this all the way until you hit the max payout, which let's cover that briefly too, because this is going to end the point I want to make to everyone.
And I'll read it here, your max payout.
Max payout is 100,000 drip. So your profits stop once your drip deposit amount reaches around 72,602 drip, assuming you've done nothing but hydrate, and less if you've been claiming.
Why that number, you might be asking?
Because 100,000 drip is 365% of 27,397 drip. So even though your max payout UI has stopped moving above 100,000 drip, your deposit is still allowed to keep growing until you hit 76,602.
And that's if you continue to hydrate, which you do not need to do that.
At that point, you might as well just start claiming out and creating your second wallet, which is exactly what I say here. Start a new wallet well before you reach these limits and airdrop it to yourself.
Oh man, but SK, I don't want to make a second wallet. I don't want a new 12 seed word phrase. I don't want to have to worry about that. Why?
Ugh, quit your crying. It's not as bad as you think.
Seriously, it's not. You can easily just open up your MetaMask, click on wherever your account is, and you can just create a new account and it'll just make a new one. Account number 3, account number 5, all the way up to 55. It doesn't matter. You can make it under the same seed phrase. The only thing you need to pay attention to
is the private key that distinguishes that account from the other accounts.
So it's easier than you think. Don't freak out. Now, coming back over here, and we just discussed what the max payout is, right? So when you plug in your numbers here, all you have to do is scroll all the way down to whichever day you actually hit a max payout of 100,000 drip.
And boom, in this particular scenario, you will reach max payout on day 757.
Basically 2 years out. Now, the two numbers I want to pay attention to are these right here, okay? You've got your deposit, you've got your max payout. Just because your max payout number has been reached does not mean your wallet is over, okay? So in this scenario where I'm assuming all you've done is hydrate once per day, your deposit number and your actual claimed number on the faucet page are going to look very similar to each other. So for those purposes, I'm gonna assume your claimed number looks exactly like your deposit, even though they will be separated by however much you actually started with. But to make it simple, let's just say this, all right? So to bring up a calculator, you have reached 100,000 max payout drip. You have quote unquote claimed 27,472, which you know hydrates counts as a claim, yada yada. You can watch another video if you don't understand what I'm talking about, but just follow me for this purpose right here. You can take your 100,000 drip that you got right there, subtract out your 27,472, and that leaves you with a remaining amount of drip of 72,528 more drip that you can still claim out.
So follow me here.
If you stop hydrating at this point, you will earn 272 drip in your 1% a day. So you still have 72,500 to go up to. So if I divided that by 272 drip per day,
that is 266 more days that you can claim out.
So your wallet does not stop on day 757. It stops on day 1023,
which is overall 2.8 years
from your starting point, assuming you didn't add any more fresh deposit.
So going back to this number real quick,
72,500 times the current price. If it still stayed at $42 in this scenario, right? That would be over $3 million left for you to actually take out. But in this scenario, you bought in at $42 drip to start out with 21 in your deposit, but the price has gone down to $21, right? So all the numbers down here change. Your max payout scenario still holds true, except right now you are multiplying it by the new price, $21, which overall is essentially $1.5 million still left to take out.
Which I can guarantee you is more than what you put into drip.
You see where I'm getting at? Don't freak out.
I'll show you one last example.
Let's say that price went all the way down to $6, all right? And you bought in at 42. Let's take the same number. That's the remaining amount of drip that you can actually play with times $6.
That's still $435,000.
Which again is what?
Let me guess this. More money than you put in at the beginning.
Yes, exactly. Do you get the point?
Drip price is secondary. You need to be compounding and building your position because you will more than get your return on investment, no matter how low you think that price is actually gonna go. So I encourage you to download this file, play around with your own numbers, find the day that you're actually gonna hit your max payout,
and start strategizing on how you're going to overcome it by making a new wallet and keep Drip going for you for several years to come. It's pretty simple.
And you can take a look at if you were to compound every other day versus every third, once a week, once a month. There's a number of different things. And just keep in mind here that as you play around with these prices and how much you put in, everything will populate the way it needs to down below. And this box specifically is only to figure out what your starting deposit amount is if you haven't got in yet. So in this scenario, I would get 64 drip, but everything is calculated off of my starting amount of 21 from our earlier example. So if I wanted to change everything here to 64.3, I would just plug that in right here, and you will see all of my deposit amounts will change, and my max payout was actually hit much sooner than before. Let's go up and find that. Instead of hitting it on day 757, we actually hit it on day 641. So you get the idea. And yeah, pretty much after you plug everything in too, you can jump to the different years. You can go down to year 3 if your max payout actually does take that long, but likely not. I mean, you would have had to have gotten in at, I don't know, $50, and maybe you put in only $100 for a 1.8 start, which has you hitting max payout roughly here on day 1019.
So you get it.
Anyways, everybody, I hope you found this video informative. That's all I have for you today. Thank you out there for watching my video and for being a fantastic community in the Drip chat. Please share this information around to stop the FUD.
And to stop people from panicking about the lower price, you have to remember that Drip is a low risk, high yield over time platform.
This is not for anyone to make a quick buck. Anyone who wants to get in this for that reason is in the wrong platform. So just remember that, everybody. Drip price is secondary.
And that's all I have. Thank you so much for your time. If you would like to join the SK Crypto K team, you can find my buddy address in the description below, as well as join my Telegram channel where you can keep up with the announcements on airdrops and giveaways, you name it. But until the next time, everyone, please stay safe out there, stay blessed, and make good choices with your crypto.
Ooh yeah, that man hustling hard. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Please go away.
Hustle, hustle.
Yo, appreciate your time and just know that I'm SK Crypto K, and today you should join my crypto club. Maybe by the end earn some dividends, so in advance I'ma thank you right now for that sub. Hey! Yo, let's go.